purple cabbage Milky Way bars.
Yeah,
That's the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I have something to say.
Yes, Horseshack.
Hope it's about not the last segment because we've moved
No.
on. Okay.
Well, kind of.
We're done.
The Turkish guy
We're done.
The Turkish guy is awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
with his hand in his pocket.
Yeah.
Shooting the gun. Yeah. All right.
Like Dirty Harry.
So 17 days from today, everybody know what's happened?
Georgia Tech, Florida State.
Georgia Tech, Florida State, and Ireland. So it's college football time. Don't you love it? Don't you just love it?
Yes.
Best
I
time of
like,
the year.
I like that.
Absolutely. So the coaches poll came out this week.
Coaches and the AP, I believe.
Yeah, coaches poll.
The USA Today was
USA.
They're all out. Everybody's got their top 25.
They all
Joel Klatt
suck.
came out with one. They do. I think Joel Klatt is the only one that sided with Ohio State in first. I think everybody else had Georgia. But let's start at the bottom. 25, Iowa. 24.
How is Iowa going to do it without that great vaunted punter?
I'm telling you. It's now with the Bears,
Everybody
right?
told me the only reason why they were so good is their defense is good and they got a great punter. Well, I hope they've been recruiting.
I
For
hope
the
their
last 4
defense
years.
got better because their punter just left. Yeah. All right. 24. One of my top teams that I picked as an upset 2 years ago. They're going to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, yeah, they
Go
are.
Kansas.
They'll be gambling after the camera gets turned off.
So Kansas, we know who have they got now? Oklahoma and Texas have gone. They got to beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Utah.
Baylor. Yeah, I mean it's Kansas has got a shot. Lance Leipold, 23 Southern Cal, now of the Big Ten. NC State's getting a lot of love at 22. Arizona's getting some at 21. A&M at 20. The Hurricanes at 19. Oklahoma State at 18. Kansas State at 17. Oklahoma 16. Tennessee 15. Clemson 14. Utah 13. LSU 12. Missouri 11. FSU 10. Penn State 9. Michigan 8. Notre Dame 7. Ole Miss 6. Alabama 5. Texas 4. Oregon 3. Ohio State and Georgia. Who do you like, Robert? Who do you not like?
You know, we were talking about it beforehand, the Big Ten versus the SEC. I understand Notre Dame is a hybrid ACC and they don't play ACC. But if you call them ACC, which they are, there's only 2 teams that aren't from those 2 power conferences in the top 12. So, you're looking at the big boys and who can handle that schedule. I've been throwing Penn State under the bus for a little while, and I don't see any reason to stop right now. They've been ranked
Sorry, Ian.
as the 3rd best team in the Big Ten for 25 straight years.
And nothing's gonna change.
And now that conference just actually got pretty darn decent. So, I'm actually kind of shocked that they're ranked 9th to start out.
Yeah, they're a little high. And as we've talked before many times, I think these preseason polls are a waste of
They
time.
are. They are.
They just mean nothing other than it's a conversational point. Otherwise, Washington State would be in the top 10.
Woo woo!
Right, Mike?
Cougar time.
No, if they didn't mean anything, Washington State would be in the top 10.
Come on, don't
Hey,
give our guests
all they
a
have to
hard
do
time.
is beat Oregon State, and then they're Pac champs.
Yeah. It's a pretty simple schedule.
It's a
Winner
one,
takes all.
One game Pac-12 schedule.
And
Yeah.
he will correct you when you say the Power 4. No. We got 5. We got 5.
We're still a power conference.
It's just a very small power conference, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's still too young to know, but it's always fun to take a look at this stuff. I like Kansas. Leopold's the coach. He keeps getting better, 2 years ago, I had a bet. I said they're going to wind up in over 500, and they were 6-6. So I was right on it. And I think
You
they'll
were
keep
all
getting better.
you were all over that mediocrity that they came out of Lawrence with.
And that because they were pitiful.
No, they are traditionally a 2-10 team.
Yeah. So it was a good call.
It was a great call.
Thank you, Robert. I don't know. There's still going to be a mix-up when it comes to the playoffs. 12-team playoffs. Yeah, playoffs.
How about Clemson right out of the bat? Clemson gets Georgia. You always want a good team early, right?
Yeah, which is unusual for Georgia. They usually start off with South Carolina School of the Blind or Tennessee Amputee
I'm
Tactics.
saying-
They did last year, but
I'm
they
saying-
usually start off.
No,
Horse
I'm,
hockey. They're always playing.
They
weak
played
hockey.
Oregon the year before.
I'm saying the opposite of the way you guys just took that, though. If you're Clemson, you don't want to play Georgia on the last week of October because
You wanna
by
play
then
'em-
they got all their
they're
stuff
rolling.
together.
Yeah.
So this is a good chance to possibly take on the Dogs. So
Has-
if
I
that-
hope that. I mean,
if it happens, that's
the problem is that if Georgia loses to Clemson, it won't make a difference now because Georgia will still be in the playoff and we'll still have to suffer through it.
Not
But
if they lose to Alabama.
but-
not
but-
if they
but,
lose to Texas.
I mean that's how it all
quality
starts to
quality
unravel.
losses, Chuck. Quality losses.
They're not going to get in
Not
with three losses.
not four of them.
They're not going to get in with 3 losses. I don't think. I don't think anybody will get in with 3 losses.
I definitely think teams will get in with 3.
Do you?
Yeah, because if you look at the polls year in and year out, usually somewhere from 9 to 12 in that range is somebody who, Oklahoma State. Well, who'd you lose to? Lost to Oklahoma, lost to Texas, lost to Baylor. Where are they ranked? Well, they're in the top 7. And
They won't lose to all those games this year.
No, they will not. They're
Well,
not playing those
especially
teams.
with an SEC team. I think there was 9 SEC teams ranked in the top 25. I mean, somebody with 3 losses, maybe even 2 teams with
I
3 losses
definitely-
will get in from the SEC.
I definitely think somebody with 2, but I
No. He's saying two teams with 3 losses.
With 3 losses, yeah.
And I think the same could be applied to the Big Ten. Absolutely. Looking at some of the schedules, I saw something on Syracuse and Rutgers. Those 2 schedules are as bad as they could possibly be. But if those schools run it, they don't play Penn State, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State. So you could realistically end up with a horrible Rutgers team that is
well, Rutgers is Big
Well,
Ten.
no.
Syracuse is ACC, right?
correct. But I'm just saying that Rutgers doesn't play any of those teams. And in the ACC side, Syracuse does not play Clemson. They do not play Florida State. They do not play Notre Dame. So, there's some openings
So
for
how
some
many
horrible
good teams are there in the ACC?
I would say 2.
I would say 3.
Who's that third?
The third.
NC State.
Yeah, and there's always a chance that NC State, North Carolina, somebody does a
Miami.
little something. Miami, although,
Yeah, they're rated
although, boy,
19th, but Mario Cristobal's done nothing but fall on his sword ever since he's been down there.
Agreed.
He's been horrible.
Agreed.
The call he made against Tech last year to run the ball and fumble and lose is
The dumbest
the
thing I've
dumbest
ever
coach
seen.
I've ever seen a college football coach. do.
I've never seen a worse call. I remember watching that one live going, wait, I missed something. That's what that...
Yeah, I turned it off and switched back over and said, oh, my God. I got to watch the replay, see what happened.
Crazy. But yeah, Miami conceivably could. There's certain schools that are going to have, as Buck Bellew likes to say, all the Jimmies and the Joes.
Yeah.
And,
But it's about the X's and the O's.
it's not about the X's and the
Oh.
O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes.
Is this the poetry session of this show?
It could be.
Okay. All right. So what do you think, Mike? Who do you think's the cream of the crop in college football this year?
So I think with playoff expansion, as well as the conferences expanding, even though it's still Power 5, I really think
sticking to it.
I really think you're going to see like the Blue Bloods be there at the end. Like if I had to guess, I'd say Georgia, Ohio State, and I think Robert knows. Like I'm all for picking a upset every single year.
Sure.
Like a team I like, for
Sure.
example, is like Utah, but I could see them maybe getting into the semis. But I just think, you now go from having to win 3, maybe 4 games to win a national title once you get to the playoffs. I just think teams like Georgia and Ohio State are going to stand out.
I don't know if Georgia's going to have any players left if they keep letting them drive.
That's all right. As Uber is
Stormy
moving their
could
headquarters.
get a job. In
They've
Athens.
had 2 players kicked off the team in the last 2 weeks.
Rah-rah.
Uber is
Rah
moving
rah, and they
their
had a DB.
North American operations to Clark County, and all the players are getting free rides from here on out. I'm looking at the top 5: Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama. I don't know who doesn't make the finals out of that. If I had to guess one, I'd say Oregon, but it's hard to say. That traveling back and forth, I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as people make it out to be, but it's a lot of competition when you're used to playing some, not talking about Washington State here, but some possible lower opponents as opposed to flying across the country for all those games.
I've gained a great amount of respect for Dan Lanning at Oregon. I think he's done a good job since he's been out there. I hate it that he came from Georgia, but you got to come from somewhere. I think Oregon's going to be in the. I think they're going to get a bye, and we'll see.
Well, they play Ohio State. They're at Michigan.
Beat Ohio State last year, didn't they?
No, that was
A couple years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I think both road teams
Yes.
won those.
Yeah,
Ohio State won in Eugene, and
Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah.
but
Ducks won in
Yeah,
Columbus.
I mean,
they're tough.
their toughest game. You know what I'm gonna say? Their toughest game is
Oh yeah, I
Purdue?
know.
at Purdue.
The Banks of the
You
Wabash.
don't come into Ross-Ade Stadium as a top 5 team and come away without a loss.
Actually, most
Hey,
teams do.
Larry,
You remember the last do you remember the last 3 teams that did?
mark that on our schedule, Larry.
No,
on this show.
1917.
Number 2 Michigan State, number 2 Iowa, number 2 Ohio State.
But you just named me 2 teams that everybody laughed at when they were ranked number 2, Iowa and Michigan State.
Still beat Ohio State
good
by
Lord.
still beat Ohio State by 40.
And that's good. But
What's in that water? Is there anything else in that water besides water?
man, the way he's drinking it,
I'm telling
Our
you,
nickname is the Spoiler Makers for a reason.
the spoiler
So
makers.
let me ask you guys this question, because Oregon got their quarterback from Oklahoma. So he just transferred this year.
UCF, Oklahoma.
over there. But we used to watch in some of the bigger conferences, Big Ten and SEC, mostly what I'm talking about here. People leave and go to a lesser conference for lesser competition. This guy just jumped ship to go to the new Big Ten. You know what I mean? It's kind of an odd thing where you're going to be in the SEC and you switch. Do you think these massive conferences will make people not switch so often?
I hope that's where we're heading. I really do.
Just because I think people go, wow, man, if I could play in that conference, man, I'd be dominating. But if all the conferences are big, then you're not dreaming so much.
I read a stat today that 5 of the last 7 Heisman winners were transfers. That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
Burrow and
If I had to pick
Caleb Williams,
so if I
Caleb.
had to pick one now, I'd say
Tyler.
I'd say
Baker.
Dylan Gabriel would be my favorite right now at Oregon, but we'll see. Speaking of moving on, we need to move on to some pro football. So who do we have next on our? Oh, it's American Axis.
dun dun dun. Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Axis has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, the most memorable workouting ever, or just wanting to take something else off your bucket list, American Axis and their 3 Atlanta locations in Marietta, Tucker, and now in downtown at the Works are waiting for you. Each and every location is conveniently, but not coincidentally, located next to a brewery. Look at 678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And we thank you, Dan Fisher, for being a sponsor of the 3 Guys Who Love Sports. We're adding our 5th sponsor next week, so look forward to that. That's going to be great.
I haven't heard any feedback from you guys on that one. So,
Other than you got the guy's name wrong, it was perfect.
I just went with the name that was on the thing. So, hey, that's an easy change. And I've never said it wrong. I just maybe created a commercial incorrectly.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. So it's time to move some pro football. We'll continue our preview of the NFL and win our last conference for the AFC. We're moving to the AFC West. So let's go in alphabetical order, starting with the Denver Broncos. What do you think about the Broncos?
This might not be a popular take here, but I've always thought Sean Payton was a little overrated. I feel like he benefited from Drew Brees. So
I'd like
I
to buy
think-
you dinner based on that comment.
Your Falcons fans, it's okay.
I think Denver's going to struggle again, and he's going to be one of the top coaches on the hot seat coming into 2025.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, it's crazy when they traded away all their draft picks for Russell Wilson, and then right as they were getting ready to get some draft picks again, they traded away all their draft picks for their coach. So it'd be interesting if by the time they actually had a number 1 pick again, they didn't have either one of those 2. We haven't had a first-round pick for the entire decade.
Well, the Broncos started out 1-5 last year, and they were 8-3 in their last 11 games. So they've improved. They've improved some at some positions. I think they moved up in quarterback, no matter who they use. But I think Bo Nix is probably going to start there. They've gotten better. You don't think Nix is going to start?
I don't think Zach Wilson is better than Russell Wilson.
Zach Wilson's not going to start. They've got.
He's considered the third best right now. They've got Stidham still as
Stidham's
the
in-
number 2, but
Stidham is not better than Russell Wilson.
no, it's a garbage fire. And most
I
people
think
don't have a lot of
Bo
faith in
Bo
Nix.
Nix has the potential to be better than
I do
Russell
too.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Stidham's starting tomorrow night, but I think come season, I think it'll be Bo Nix.
I agree.
So I think they've moved up in some areas. I think, Bo Nix is the most experienced quarterback in terms of more games that he's played when he was in college than anybody ever played the sport.
But the same thing. I love to talk about is we want. Oh, this quarterback's going to be good. He's only got one wide receiver weapon of Cortland Sutton, and I'm not sure how good that weapon is.
What happened to Jerry Jeudy?
Judy's
He's
been
in Cleveland.
traded.
Oh, that's right.
So their number 2 is Mims. I just look at this team and I'm like, and I did have a love affair one time with Javonte Williams, thinking he was going to be the next great running back. Yeah, that has gone kind of south too. So I'm not too far behind Adam thinking that
Denver's a dumpster fire.
this could be a hot seat.
Well, how
before
about
we know it.
How about the world champion Kansas City Chiefs? How do you feel about them?
You're dumb if you bet against them. That's all I can
Absolutely.
tell you.
Yeah.
They're good.
I think they've earned the right. You just keep picking them until somebody actually finally beats them in the West.
And I don't see that happening
They have
this
the
year.
best quarterback and they have the best play caller / play creator, and
Andy Reid.
and I'm not sure what else they need because I didn't think they had enough last year and they smoked
Well,
everybody.
no, they started like they did, and I hope they
Correct.
start slow this year because Falcons got them in week 3.
We'll take it.
Yeah, in Atlanta, so that should be a fun game. But they lost Ed Snead on the defense. Is it Ed Snead?
Legarius.
L'Jarius Snead, yeah. I was thinking of Ed Reed, yeah. So they lost Snead, but they got Chris Jones back. Paid him a huge contract, but he's a year older. I still think they're the cream of the crop. They signed Harrison Butker to the largest kicker contract ever this week.
Which, just for the record, is never a good sign for your football team. Ever. Hey, we just paid our kicker more than anybody. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign.
Yeah. What do you take on the Chiefs?
I don't think they're going to get a three-peat, but I think they're going to be right there.
They'll
Real
win
close.
the
The thing, like with Mahomes, watching him last year is, like the first couple years, it was just awesome watching like his athleticism. I feel like we're watching a quarterback who just gets smarter every single year, which just makes him that much more dangerous.
I've seen him
Correct.
as low as 5 in the quarterback ratings on fantasy football cheat sheets, which I just don't get.
Well, but you don't know who he's throwing to. Once again,
They picked up a receiver.
They picked up a couple. They got Marquise Brown,
yeah,
Hollywood Brown,
Yeah,
they got
that's who
better
it
at
was.
and
receiving.
Xavier Worthy from
And-
Texas.
Yes, they
and,
did.
and they drafted a kid.
Xavier Worthy.
from
Xavier
Texas.
Worthy, there
Yeah,
you go.
fast dude. So it might take him a couple of games to get up with these receivers, just like it did once he got last year.
Rushy Rice last year.
Rushy, and if he can start running over people, he should be okay.
I don't know. They don't have a lot of weapons. I can see where you're downgrading it, but if you're asking me as far as a team, I'm not betting against them.
Yeah, but they did the same thing. Josh Allen, and Josh lost 6 receivers, and they still got him at number 1.
That's because he's going to run head first.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Well, let's move on to the Las Vegas Raiders, who are just in a total quagmire. They did nothing to improve
Hey.
their team. They've only got
They got a Purdue guy at
Hey,
quarterback.
don't talk
That's
about
a
my
problem.
quarterback like that.
O'Connell, and who's the other one they have?
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Wait.
So,
Is
Aiden O'Connell.
Is O'Connell Purdue?
yeah.
Yes.
Minshew's Washington State. There we go.
Hey,
There we go.
Aiden O'Connell went.
Indian leg wrestling at the end of the
He went
show.
4-1 in his last 5 games last year. 8 touchdowns, no interception.
You know what? The season's 17 games long.
Yes, but he finished the season strong. He should start the season strong.
My biggest problem with them, they don't have Josh Jacobs anymore. He's up in the NFC North.
Green Bay Packers.
But having the black hole of Devontae Adams, there's something about he's gonna gripe. And so if it's a second-year quarterback, I need the ball, and that's all you're going to see during these games. It's hard for a sophomore quarterback to make progressions. And so, if I don't throw it 180 times at Devontae, somebody's going to get his purse stolen, and.
And if they know he's on Devontae, they're gonna pressure him.
The interesting one for me is that next team.
The loss.
Wait. Do you guys think Devontae will be traded before the trade deadline?
No, I don't think so.
Only if he
only wants out.
If he's in like week 4 and he's like, I need out of this place. At that point, probably so. But
I could see if they're like 2-5, 2-5, 2-6, and just get like an offer they can't refuse.
from Kansas City.
So this guy in the
I
audience,
was thinking the Jets. Rodgers trying to.
this guy in the audience got a Steelers shirt on right here behind us. Hey, Steelers guy, get it. Did you guys get Ayuk today? Have you heard about that? Okay, so
I told you it was a lie.
yeah, I saw on Instagram that he had signed with the Steelers, but couldn't find it anywhere else. But are you happy about that? Yeah. Would you like to see Ayuk in Pittsburgh? Okay, all right, there you go.
Many weapons as you can give him.
There you go. All right, so let's move on to the Los Angeles Chargers. Man, they lost a lot. They lost Keenan Allen. They lost Mike Williams. They lost Eckler. Eckler's now in Washington. Is that right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
Williams and I can't remember Williams with the Jets and Keenan
other one's
Allen
in Chicago.
with the
Chicago.
Bears, right? Yeah. So I mean, Harbaugh's got his hands full.
It's the exact. Yeah, I hate Captain Khaki. Anybody who's watched this show one time knows I hate Captain Khaki. The guy is building a freaking juggernaut. He got rid of 3 expensive weapons that really never produced the way they were supposed to, and he took an offensive lineman in that first round. And their wide receiver that they ended up with. Do you remember who they drafted?
Lad McConkey.
That is the one. So you took a possession
not a Dogs
receiver
fan.
who has a little bit of a breakaway, and he's going to get a lot of targets this year. He's going to get a lot of targets. So I actually kind of like what Captain Khaki has been doing. But I've always respected his game. I just hate him and his khakis.
Yeah, when they.
You just hate him as a person.
I do. He's a cheater. He jumps ship and he does all that other stuff. But the guy built the juggernaut that's still in San Francisco. He finally started recruiting when nobody else could in Ann Arbor, and I just see this when he took that.
Well,
big,
he cheated to get those people.
I understand, and that's why he's banned if he ever wants to go back for 1 year. But at the end of the day, I just I think this team's on the rise.
I think it might be 2 or 3 years.
Could
But,
be.
Yeah, I think they got rid of too many weapons. And what's his name? The quarterback, Leonard?
Herbert.
Herbert's got plantar fasciitis or something in his feet. I saw the last couple of days. There's a lot of injuries out there. McCaffrey's hurt. Calf injury.
Puka.
Puka's hurt. Puka's week to week. Find out what's
Puka
going on.
Nakua.
Yeah.
Love me some Puka.
Adam likes to say anybody's
I love
name
Puka
that's
Nakua.
unusual.
DJ Uwe Ungalale.
Yeah.
I need to learn the Tennessee starting quarterback's name.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Because he was the Orange Bowl MVP and will probably be good this year.
Yeah, I'll learn it.
Well, probably. So that should wrap up our review of the AFC West, but we have to pick them. Who do you got at number 4, Robert?
In dead last place. Man, this is actually tough for me. I'm going to say the Broncos.
How about you?
Same. Going
Same?
Denver.
I'm going with the Raiders in last
I'm going with
place.
the Broncos.
Yeah. All right.
And for third, I'm going with the Raiders. That was my tough decision.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Same.
And
Third, I'm going with the Chargers.
there you go. So
wow.
Chuck, he's just anything to be different. He's just like that.
I just think they're going to be hurting for a couple of years. So obviously, second, I've got the Broncos.
Yeah, I got the Chargers number 2. It's a horrible team, but it's an even worse division. And I don't think Captain Khaki will give away too many games. And I'll take them as the 2.
I got him at 2. It was funny when the Chargers hired him on. I immediately went back to all those years when he was the 49ers coach and all those great rivalry they had with the Hawks, and because of that, I don't like him. But he's a good coach, and I remember he turned around San Francisco pretty quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised actually if the Chargers do make the playoffs this year.
same.
And so we all have Kansas City number 1, obviously. Yeah.
We all have
So
Kansas.
I've got to ask you a question because we talked about Georgia Tech beating Miami on a ridiculous call by the coach. How about Pete Carroll's call to not run the ball to Marshawn Lynch? when you're on the one. How much did that hurt you, and for how long did it hurt you?
I'll never get over it. I think I speak for the city of Seattle, or all Seahawk fans out there.
All I can say is you got a trophy. Get over yourself.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, you hand it off, and then if it doesn't work out, you call your timeout and you hand it right back off to Marshawn.
It was the one pass that you shouldn't do. So, that something he can jump the route or before you ever knew it. But like I said, you still won one Super Bowl, so don't give me too much of that wine and
remember
stuff.
the play before where Javon Curse basically like kicked it to himself?
Oh, yeah.
I'm an idiot, and I fell on the floor going, "This is a team of destiny." And then before I could even pick myself up, they threw an interception.
So do you think anybody in this division? You said you don't think they're going to three-peat. Adam, Robert, what do y'all think? Do you think Kansas City goes all the way?
I don't. I just won't bet against them because I lost money betting against them.
Baltimore with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Looks great.
A year older Derrick Henry. I'm not sold on him.
It looks great before preseason week 1.
Which starts tomorrow night, by the way. There's games tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait. Who do you like? You think your Steelers are going to be any good?
But he knows what to say.
But he doesn't like Baltimore because they're in their division, right?
Highest paid backup quarterback in the league.
Yeah. So Fields is starting tomorrow night, right, in the pregame? Did you see that? That Fields is starting tomorrow night, but they're still saying that Russell Wilson's number 1. Who do you like? Who's your quarterback of choice up there? Let's start with Russell. All right. Well, speaking of quarterbacks, we are about to get into our fantasy football league draft.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this should be fun. We're about to pick our decisions. But before we use our brains to do this, let's do a Brain Train commercial.
Hey, it's Melissa again with Brain Train Centers. Did you know March is Brain Injury Awareness Month? At Brain Train Centers, we are dedicated to helping anyone who has suffered from a concussion or brain injury. You may not even realize you have been affected by a brain injury because maybe you didn't hit your head. You can injure your brain from a jolt, a fall, or even whiplash. Some symptoms you may experience are memory decline, focus issues, or even bad moods. We could help you heal your brain. All you have to do is come in for a brain assessment at one of our locations and you could see how your brain is functioning. This is your first step to taking back control of your brain's health. Just give us a call or text us at 470-291-2778, or for more information, visit braintraincentersinc.com.
We're back? All right, we're back. Thank you, Melissa and Meg, for being sponsors of the Three Guys Who Love Sports. And we are getting ready to draft for our draft position. So we need to say where we want to pick. Robert, where do you want to pick?
There's a guy who has a microphone who wants me to pick 7th, and he's not even in the league anymore. So I really don't care. I don't remember what I drafted last year.
You were last.
No, I was last the first time.
You were last.
I wasn't last both times.
Yes, you were.
Okay, I don't believe so. But that's okay.
If you weren't last, you were second to last.
That might have been.
I was first when it counted, baby.
Well, there you go. I will say that if I draft a certain player, I'm changing my team name. But we'll stick with what I got right now. So we're I don't know where I want to pick. Mike, do you have a preference of where you pick?
I'm hoping to be somewhere between 7 and 12. Last year I was 2. I just those first 6 picks, like I feel like there's more pressure.
You went Chase and Waddle to start your year last year.
I did. I felt good about that Chase pick.
Guy next to me, he was really slumming. He went McCaffrey, Mahomes. How did you ever lose a game?
I don't know. By 0.3 points.
I guess your third round pick of Ridley started to bring down those averages, but
yeah.
but through 2 rounds, there was no stopping you.
All right. So see if we get Alexa over here to pick one. We're going to start with number 12 and work our way down.
Do I have little stickers I'm supposed to put on?
Yeah,
yes.
Here you go. Little magnets.
Little magnets.
Yeah, there's stickers. Not magnets.
Oh, are they? Alexis, we need you. Oh, Sean, pick one of these cards. For the 12th position in the draft.
We got
The Dark Lords of the Sack. That would be Zach Hyatt. Zach Hyatt, you're picking number 12, buddy.
Dark Lords of the Sack.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
It's
All
a
right.
great
That's a good one.
name, but
Yeah.
you know, he's going to have to draft somebody who's not
Pick
a
another
Tennessee
one.
Titan.
Is that a double entendre?
Dark Lords of the
Uh-oh,
Sack.
the dog fan is struggling with the sticker.
Number 11, personal foul.
Oh,
There's
isn't that
Robert.
That's 14. That's 14, Robert.
just give him the championship.
Hey, I can't help it. Larry bought a board that has more team. I didn't know.
The Georgia fan is struggling.
All right. Get you out.
Yeah, I'm really struggling
Go ahead,
right
Sean.
now.
Just pick one and hand it to me. Well, Robert's falling behind. There you go. All right.
Personal foul.
Personal foul at number 11. At number 10, 4-inch Chubb. I knew Sean would like that.
No, the problem with that is he is a he says he's a guru.
Yeah.
I don't like him drafting next
You
to
don't
me.
like him drafting next to you?
I'd like Sean to pick something else.
So 4-inch Chubb is picking in the 10th position. All right. Come on, brother Sean.
Is that the guy we had on last week?
Yes. Yeah.
The sheriff.
At number 9, I think he picked in the same spot last year. Pandemics, Mark Ward. Mark, you are picking number 9.
I don't like where this is going for me.
So you want 7 or 8, right? Is that what you said? Yeah. These are not in any order.
Although there is one that's folded and one that has been refrigerated, so I don't know how all that
definitely
works
don't-
out with
go ahead,
the.
Sean.
It's like the New York Knicks draft lottery.
That is correct, sir.
At number 8, Block Party. Sneezy is Block Party. He's picking at number 8. This is your last chance, Mikey. All right, here we
I
go.
think Mikey's going number 2 again. It's just my own prediction there.
Are you Hun or are you Seattle Boys?
Seattle boys.
Hun is who?
That is
I don't know. Who's that?
Genghis.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Genghis.
Jengus is number 7.
I think he was the highest scoring team last year, wasn't he?
I don't know. I had a pretty good team.
Well, we made fun of him last year because he took
Jalen Hurts.
he took
round
Jalen
one.
Hurts in the first round. We're like, what a moron that was! And then Jalen Hurts scored more than every person.
Number 6.
Okay, I'll take
Seattle
6.
boys.
I'll take 6.
So wait, what do we have right now?
Hang on. Hun is 7.
Block.
Block, Hun. Well, wait a minute. So you're okay with 6?
Yeah, I mean it's.
You don't have a choice at
Yeah,
this
right.
point.
better than 2.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 6.
Yeah, I hope I get 5 or 4. I don't like to be up in like the top 3.
Block. And then we have
Block, Hun, and Seattle Boys.
Block, Hun, and Seattle Boys. Cool.
So who do you hope's there at 6?
McCaffrey.
Jamar Chase again.
He might be.
A healthy Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Are you caught up? No, you still on Hun.
No, he's still back there struggling.
While I was
We got
driving anywhere I
5
wanted
teams
while I
left.
was in Athens, I'm not real good with stickers.
There's our commissioner right there.
I got an A in
Commissioner,
basket
we're doing
weaving.
our fantasy draft of who's picking in what order here.
I'm the commissioner. I'll determine that.
Oh, look at you.
I think what we ought to do is a 40-yard dash.
I think you're
Commissioner, can you move Robert to pick 7 instead of pick 11?
All right, Sean, let's go for number 5.
I would
baby.
like Robert to draft 7th.
Oh, Alana, you better pick me, sweetie pie.
Okay, I guess I will.
All right.
Oh, wait.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Picking number 5, 28-3, and me.
Ren.
That you?
Yeah, that's Lauren. No, Lauren, she's a big Brady and Patriot fan. So,
That means she
she's
has
still
years of
rubbing that
hell to
in.
come.
all right.
She's won all of her championships.
All right, Alana, you're fired. Come on, Sean.
Okay, I gotta flip that one over.
Oh, thank you. Bijan Mustardson at number 4.
Greg Fuller.
He's probably the 4th-rated player, so my guess is he's probably going to take Bijan.
Isn't that a nice twist?
All right, here we go.
I'm thinking you got the first pick.
I don't want the first pick. At number 3, you might be right. 10 for 10, Brent Rittersdorf. You're picking at number 3. Oh, God, I don't want the first pick, but I'm about to get it.
It's between you and Bill Sterick.
Oh, me and Bill Sterrett. Oh, my gosh.
Which, coincidentally, Bill has lost 2 straight Super Bowls. So
At number 2, Lord and Sir C. That would be me. So we got the number 2 pick, Al. And we will go ahead and reveal that the number 1 pick is 23 plus 76 equal HOF, whatever the hell that means.
well, he's a Bears
That
fan,
is
so we can start doing
Bill
a little
Sterick.
bit.
Yeah, I know it's Bill, but I don't know what the thing means. So
Start doing some basic math. We can probably figure out.
99.
No, those 2 player names. So it's who played 23.
I see. I'm thinking it's Jordan and McMichael, but I don't know.
Jordan sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So Bill Sterrett, welcome to the number 1 spot.
He was number 1 last year.
Bill
No,
was?
no, he was. No, he was not, because we had the same.
I have the draft right here.
Yeah, but whoever was number 1 had it the first 2 years.
It might be Bill then.
Bill had the number 1 pick last year. He took Jordan Jefferson.
What did I pick last year? I was like 4th or 5th.
You were 5th.
Yeah.
I was.
And
fifth.
you were 10th.
Block Party. Where's Block Party? It was 7th. ATI was 9th. I was 12th.
You were 12.
Thank you.
All right.
I knew that earlier. I just didn't want
So
to
you're-
admit it on the air.
You're 11th this year.
Yes. 12, 12, and 11. Those are my three years of drafting.
I want you to pick 7th.
It's too late.
So, what strategy are you going to go with the second pick? Like big receiver? Or are you going to do big running back?
I'm assuming that Christian McCaffrey is going to be off at 1. Although,
You are taking Christian if he falls to number 2?
I don't know because of his calf injury. Plus, he's another year older. I don't know. There are options. Tyreek Hill comes to mind. Brees Hall comes to mind.
J. Jeff.
No, I'm not going to take anybody from Minnesota. I don't know who's going to throw to him.
Oh, I do. He's the guy nobody likes.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm JJ.
Oh, McCarthy? Yeah.
I'm cool.
JJ throws to JJ. That'd be pretty cool.
That's coming your
Yeah.
way.
Coming your way. So, wow. So Robert's in the 11 hole?
I'm in the 11 hole.
Mike's
I do
in the
not
6,
like
and I'm in the 2.
following a 4-inch chub, though. I mean, I've
Hey,
never
don't
wanted
talk
to follow a
don't
4-inch
talk
chub.
about that on the show.
I've never wanted to follow a 4-inch chub, but especially
Hey,
this time.
It's probably better than a 4-inch chub following you. But
yeah.
that will
Oh,
happen
yeah.
on even rounds.
Yeah, that will not be good for him.
So we look forward to our fantasy league. I can go home and practice now on my
Number
2
11.
spot.
Start doing those mock drafts.
I've done 12, but I did 1 from each position just to get a feel for who was out there. And I think 11 out of the 12 that McCaffrey was taken in the first pick. Because you don't never know when these people were. What shocked me is Kirk Cousins was still there in round 14 of every draft I went to. Which
It's crazy how certain people never give fantasy appreciation,
Yeah.
love. You know, there's baseball players. I do fantasy baseball, and same thing applies. You know, it's just crazy. It's like this guy's been top 3 at his position for the last 5 years. He's the 9th person taken at his position.
Hey, Larry, is Bill watching today?
No, just Rick right now.
What's Rick saying? Anything funny?
No.
See that, Rick? You're not funny at all.
He just likes to make fun of you for using the same words.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
There's one.
It's what? Oh, there's one.
One.
Yeah.
He might have been baited into it, but it's still one.
So we have our commissioner, Will Renfro, over there. Will be the commissioner for the draft next week. So excited about Will. Will got to take his grandbaby home this week, little Stetson. So that's a positive thing. And maybe he'll bring him with him to the draft. I doubt it, but that would be fun. Have little Stetson.
Yeah,
out
I'm just guessing. Hey, can I take the kid to the bar tonight?
there. I know he's only 6 weeks old, but
6
think
weeks. Yeah.
I'm
He's
gonna
got
bring
to
my
learn
kid.
at some point.
yeah. Are you
He
one of your
does.
kids?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my kid. He came with me last year because my wife had to work late. So I
Yeah.
think he's gonna. He's 6 now. He's getting into sports. So.
Oh, that's cool. Does he play
stuff.
any? Have you got a comment?
Will you be
Our
bringing
commissioner's
your
here.
grandson? Chuck thinks this is possibly.
There's news on that event of August 15th.
Yeah,
I committed to be the commissioner, and I'm still going to be the commissioner for the draft.
yeah.
I didn't realize that was my wife's birthday.
We love our commissioner, but
I am in so much trouble.
That's my sister's birthday
But I'll
too.
still be here.
Oh, you the man.
I can relieve you about halfway through.
That's funny. That's funny.
No, I already made it. It's too late. I'm in trouble.
Well, she's got Stetson to hang out with now, so
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, will be prominent on our 7 o'clock show as we go through new fight songs for the KSU.
Oh,
football
we're doing
team
that
tonight.
show today?
Yeah, that's today.
Oh.
fine.
Carrick sent them some good ones, so we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm excited about football. 17 days away from Tech, and then I guess the NFL starts on the 5th of September. Is
The
that
NFL
right?
starts tomorrow.
No, I'm talking about the regular season. NFL started last Thursday.
What'd you think of the new kickoff?
That's what I was going to say. I loved it. I actually loved it. I think it's going to create more opportunities to run back the kicks. I think 72% of kicks last year were touchbacks.
Touchbacks.
And I like the fact that they caught a lot of penalties on the kickoffs last week. People moving before they caught the ball and stuff like that.
Because if you could share with everybody else who might not have seen it, they all line up on the line, correct?
The kicker kicks off still from the 35, but the rest of the kicking team lines up the opponent's 40, and the receiving team lines up at the 30 or 35. I can't remember which one, but they're not that far apart. So what they're trying to do is stop full
Concussions.
speed collisions.
A full
yeah.
head of steam.
Yeah. So if the ball is in the end zone, I think it comes out to the 40, but if it's caught between the 20 and the goal line, it's fair ball. I think that's the way it
I
works.
thought it came out to the 30.
I think 40 is the worst. One of them, it comes out to the 30 if they fair catch it or something. I can't remember. I got to review the rules again. One of them brings it out to the 40, which is no good. But I think the kickers that are any good are not going to put the ball in the end zone. They're going to drop it between the 10 and the goal line. They can do that, I think.
Oh, absolutely. When you're, it's like a golf shot. You practice your whole life kicking it as hard as you can. Now, show me a 7-iron.
Yeah, show me a wedge. There you go.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right. Well, we got a lot accomplished today. Got the Olympics talked about, some college football, pro football, and most importantly, we had a great guest. Mike, thanks for coming in with us, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Absolutely.
Good job. All right, guys, don't forget, we'll see you next week right here Wednesday. Know your numbers.
Get
cover
your
your
numbers.
ass. Get your prostate checked. We'll talk to you soon. Show.
Yeah, show.
Big hooty hoo. My name is Chuck Burrs along with Robert Kinney. Robert, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. And yourself?
I'm all right. And Adam Crooks. Adam, how are you?
I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah. And of course, we have Larry the engineer, or Sneezy, or whatever you want to call him this
Sneezy.
week. He hadn't sneezed yet. But
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with
We're coming up on that time. I think we got about 10 more minutes.
Yeah, before
before
we do that.
C's.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about the Owls and do a lot about KSU sports. Got some good guests tonight, but first we're going to get one of our commercials out of the way with Joshua Smith.
Joshua Smith and his wife Tammy are both graduates of Kennesaw State College. He's been practicing law for 24 years, specializing in sports and entertainment law while continuing in criminal defense, civil litigation, juvenile, and personal injury law. And he's ready to represent you all the way from your small town to the Supreme Court and any appellate court in between. With all the new rules regarding NIL and cash payments to athletes, they are placing a new emphasis on Kennesaw State University student athletics to help our student athletes better navigate some of the bigger issues that have tripped up so many. Give them a call tomorrow at 706-217-2095.
And thank you to Joshua Smith and Tammy for being sponsors of the Owl Show. Now, I'm a little curious. Why does it say that they graduated from Kennesaw State College, and then further down we talk about university? Is
Well,
it-
because I believe they graduated from the college.
Yes.
yeah, but I
believe
still
it
call it
changed-
Georgia Southern University,
I believe
even
it
though I only
changed
went to Georgia
names.
Southern College.
Well, I think they're just. He's a lawyer. I think
I
he's
don't
factual.
know.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. I was just curious if they were different.
No,
Uh,
I just think. Yeah, I think it's.
I
He's,
think it
he's
just-
letting you know how long he's.
Yeah.
he was there.
He's
He
been
wasn't
around a
Trying
while.
to be accurate.
He
Yeah.
wasn't there when they only had 5 buildings.
Who was?
You.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You
yeah.
were there when they only had 5 buildings.
I
Really,
was.
they only had
And that beatnik from Florida.
really they only had 4 because the gym counted as
Who was
one.
the beatnik from Florida?
Mr. Krebs.
He's not
Maynard
from
G.
Florida.
Krebs.
Maynard G. Krebs. Isn't he in Florida right now?
No,
I thought he was in Florida. I thought I saw pictures and he was at
no,
a beach
he's
or
he's
something.
back. He was at a NIL thing in Athens today for lunch,
Well, there you go.
and he
Maynard
had
G.
a
Krebs
church
is
meeting
not in
tonight at
Florida.
6:30.
He was in Athens.
Yeah,
Only traders go to Athens.
exactly. All right, so
No, the police go there a lot.
yeah, chasing those cars. Good week for KSU, and the one thing we have to talk about, the sad news is Daniel Haw having a foot fault and 2 faulty throws, did not make the finals for the Olympic gold in the hammer throw, which is very disappointing. But the goal all along, I think, was 28, and he's still planning on participating in 28. So, Daniel, you got a lot of love from this show, and you're welcome on here anytime. Hope you'll make it by next week for the 100th show. I'll be reaching out to all the coaches this week and try to get people on. Like I said, next week's the 100th show. We will have our very first guest, Laura Manis, lacrosse coach, on, and Callie Terza, all our favorite squatter in all the KSU land.
There you go.
And
But,
with the squad E being over here.
The squatter, and the squatty. I don't know that Miller's has enough room for all the people we're inviting.
that's okay.
That's all right.
That's a problem to take care
Yeah,
of.
Miller's
next
will take
Wednesday.
care of itself.
That's a future us problem.
That's correct.
Exactly.
And I just wanted a quick shout out to Daniel again. Like I saw his post, and the only thing that I could say afterwards was class act.
Absolutely.
There's so many people who are self-absorbed to the point to where you can't even believe what they're saying, or that they even believe it. And he's just very real, very true, and definitely on board for 2028.
Yes.
So good luck, Daniel. We're still behind you. 100%, buddy.
And we hope we get to go see him in 2028.
In Los Angeles.
Yes.
Yeah.
The city of angels.
I haven't been there in about 10 years. Well, it's been longer than that. It's probably 15, 16 years since I've been in Los Angeles.
Nothing's changed. I mean, it's not like they legalized.
Yeah, you were there
anything in
last
that
year. You were
state.
here this year,
The
right?
same.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah,
same place.
same exact
All right.
place.
Yeah. So, Adam, catch us up on what's been going on with KSU this week.
Well, there was only one sporting event this week.
But what was great about that sporting event, sir?
It's the start of the KSU sports season.
That is correct. Our first ever in Conference USA.
Yes. Our girls played soccer against Mississippi State. We kept it close through. They put, instead of playing 2 45-minute halves, they played 3 30-minute periods.
Is that common in college, or just
no,
because
it
was
just,
like a
just 'cause
friendly?
it was a
or whatever.
preseason game. Yeah. We played Mississippi State, the Bulldogs from Starkville. We kept up with them through the first two periods. I think it was tied 1-1 after the second period. Stella Allen got a great equalizing goal, and then the Bulldogs kind of scooted away in the third.
And beat us by how many goals?
They beat us 3-1. Which,
3-1?
considering they were the national champions a couple years ago,
It's very impressive.
keeping up with them for 60 minutes that's a big step in the right direction.
Absolutely. Good things on the horizon for the soccer team.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of good things coming up. I mean, we're only 3 weeks away from college football
Yes,
on
we
the
are.
31st, right?
We are.
At UTSA.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, we'll find out from Will here in a few minutes.
I know Will will be out of town.
What is? You can pull that up again.
Yeah. We're doing a football schedule here?
Yeah.
Yes. Our next event is at Lipscomb on Saturday. The girls' soccer team goes to Lipscomb.
This
And then-
Saturday?
Yes. And then their first official game will be next Thursday against Mercer.
Is that
we hate Mercer.
We
is
do hate
that
Mercer.
at Fifth Third or is it
yes,
at Mercer?
that is at the bank.
Little Richard and the Allman Brothers, the only two good things that ever came out of Macon.
And Paul
Hate
Davis.
Mercer.
And who?
Paul Davis.
I'm
don't
gonna
know
I'm
who
gonna
that
go with you
is,
on that
but-
one, but I'm guessing he didn't go to Mercer, so we're gonna give him a
No,
pass.
he's a good dude.
UTSA, that game is on August 31st, Saturday at 3:30.
So that is 3 weeks from Saturday, because today's the 7th. That makes that the 10th. And so football, KSU football is only 3 weeks and 3 days away.
Whoop, whoop.
Man, that's
exciting.
That's pretty impressive.
I've been playing KSU football for weeks, but
Are you still on the EA Sports game?
yes, I've got a second national championship in a row. Some are calling me the greatest coach to ever coach college football.
And when
Yeah,
he
some
says
meaning you?
him in the mirror, you know you're the man. I know I'm the man.
I haven't interviewed myself that many times.
That many times, but it's obviously happened once or twice.
It's possible that it's happened
Watch
once or
a good
twice.
Moses Malone video before you do your next one, and it'll all fall in perfect line.
Moses will keep you
Moses
in line.
thinks.
Moses was a good guy.
Moses knew what was going on.
Yeah, Moses partied the court. He was a big dude.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it. Volleyball's cranking up when?
Yes, volleyball starts. Their first official game is August 31st.
Same
They
day as
have
the football team?
That must be the 30th. They have a double header against Indiana at noon and Wichita State at 7 p.m.
I remember us talking about that last
Yes,
week.
I'm
Shockers, yeah.
I'm probably going to work both games, and then we have the Shockers again on Saturday.
Yeah.
Is he accurate,
Season starts on the 30th.
On the 30th.
Yes,
So,
Indiana, Wichita State again.
so soccer is here,
Yes,
and
soccer is here.
volleyball and football are just around the corner.
Come
Yes,
Coming.
they are. Football has started practice. We got a couple Instagram posts. I believe the Browns visited football practice.
No, it
the
was
other
the
day.
Titans.
The Instagram post said the Browns.
I saw one with the Titans had visited.
Maybe the Titans and the Browns.
Lots of teams coming to check us out. They're all
Yeah.
wanting to be in on the ground floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Everybody
blame
wants to
them.
get on the owl train. Come on, ride the train. Another song. All right, so Adam, thanks for catching us up, buddy.
You're welcome.
We'll go ahead and get Kennesaw Express Lube out of the way, and we'll bring in our first of several guests.
There are a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castro Kennesaw Express Lube or Lost Mountain Express Lube. We'll always do our best to get you in and out quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We're a true owner-operated business where you'll find Brian under a car or a hood at one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer
Castrol products. Thank you, Brian Bristow. Even with your purple cabbage Milky Way bars or whatever it was you
Lord.
posted today. Lord have mercy. Speaking of Lord have mercy, how about having Nick Massaroni back? Listen to that crowd, Nick.
I'm so happy to be back, guys. How are you doing?
We're
Good,
doing
yourself?
great. Thanks. Good to have you back.
How was your summer?
Summer's been busy. Started a new job, taking care of the fiance, getting wedding stuff planned. So it's,
When is that big date?
It's next year, December 2025.
Oh, so you got-
I got a lot of time, but everything's basically already planned, so that's kind of nice.
That's good to be planned in advance.
Now,
why December 25? Will you be out of school then? Will she be out of school? or-
She'll be out of school.
Yeah.
She's in doctorate school right now for occupational therapy, so she's finishing that up
At KSU?
At Brunel.
Oh, Brunel.
So she was at KSU for undergrad, but couldn't get the doctorate at KSU for
but you went in a weird
Yeah.
direction, Chuck. Can you tell me that date again?
December of 2025.
December of 2020. I thought you said December 25th. I was like,
Oh.
nobody else is pointing this one out.
No, that would have been fun.
When is the actual
The 12th.
date?
12/12.
So now
12/12.
when the Owls go undefeated next year and make it into the 12th spot, and there's playoff football going on all over this country,
You're going to see a grin on my face way bigger than the one that was there when we went to March Madness. I'll tell you that much.
well,
Yeah.
but if you're not, you're gonna be like, hey, honey, can we move the date just a little bit?
What,
No,
what
she
if
already
we're
told
in,
me.
what if
She
we're
said
in
no
the
football
playoffs?
If we're in the playoffs, if for whatever reason we play on, well, we can't play on the same day. Actually, I don't think, because I think we're getting married on a Friday.
Ah.
So I don't know how they're structuring the playoff. and
Probably on a
everything.
Saturday though.
Yeah. So I would hope that game would not be on a Friday. So
So it might be a honeymoon.
Yeah, so, honey, we gotta leave now to make it to the Owl game.
I got to download a VPN wherever I am abroad, so
Little
I
bit
can watch
closer,
the
Nick.
game.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's cool. So tell us what's been going on with you since the last time. Have your functions changed? Are you doing more now with KSU?
I'm not really sure. I know I have basically the same kind of set in place to start the year. So I'm going to be doing soccer again on the PA. I'm doing the band
Are
again.
you play-by-play on PA?
No,
Oh,
no,
just-
no. Just in the stadium.
Okay.
And then for the fall or winter season, I will be back on court for basketball. That's the plan right now. And I should be back over for softball again. So hopefully everything stays the same. That'll be nice.
Yeah. We always look forward to having you on the court.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. We really
lot of fun.
need a really hot cheerleader next Thursday night to be Will's assistant. Will is taking your place as the commissioner of our fantasy football league.
You always like that one banana guy a lot, Chuck.
Yeah, he's fruit, so being a banana. and all
And
that.
hey, I don't mean to jump ship, but there was a lady who was getting ready to walk through, and they told him you can't do it. And then when she just walked by, I couldn't help but notice she's wearing a Jacksonville State hat. So yeah, I thought it was kind of funny.
That's
we made her
another
wear
reason
that.
she couldn't walk
Oh,
through
that's
it.
even.
So, yeah.
That's really funny.
That's the only reason why as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So what we haven't had you on since the transfer to the Conference USA. What are you thinking about the Owls moving to Conference USA?
Oh, it's a big step. I can't be any more excited than I already am, just because you're playing on the big stage against all of the other mainstay programs. You're on what would technically be referred to as an equal playing field, but obviously, there's still levels to it somewhat.
Absolutely.
But we're a part of the cool kid club now. It seems like so. It's definitely a fun time to be a KSU fan, and especially a passionate KSU fan, because you're going to see a step up in competition. You will not be showing up to any of our sporting events expecting a win.
Not like Georgia plays cupcakes every week. So we're stepping up in the big time.
Well, no, but your point is well taken. There's a lot of games that have happened over the history of Kennesaw State athletics where you go, where's that team from?
Yep.
Those days are going away. Not saying that they're going away exclusively, but this is a huge step into where where all these teams are because you're going to know all the teams.
Absolutely. No more Dixie States of the world and finding out, Tarleton? Where's
Tarleton.
Oh, okay.
Did they misspell
Texas.
that? No, it's Tarl.
Yeah.
Tarleton.
So no, that definitely is a lot of fun, and I think I think any level of G5 competitiveness should yield better results for the university as a whole too. The transition couldn't have come at a better time, in my opinion, because of the college football game coming out, and everyone wanting to play as KSU. So we're getting recognition from people who don't know us from dirt, which is now nice because now we've created a casual fan base a little bit too. So never know. Maybe we'll see some additional black and gold in the stands out at San Jose.
And we got a little pep from New York Times this week. Did you see the Owls in the New York Times?
I did.
That was the schedule, no? Or was
No.
it something different?
No, it was more than that. They wrote an article and they were talking about
The wrestler.
Correct.
that is a former KSU guy.
Bronson Rechsteiner, a.k.a. Braun Breaker.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
there we
so
go.
there was a big article about that. So KSU's starting to get press nationally now, which is a good thing. And we've talked about this multiple times on the show, but probably not with you on it. That probably did a little bit about when they played Xavier and all the exposure. But now when they're playing on Tuesday night and they're the only game in town,
Yep, absolutely.
this country loves football and they're going to watch football
Yeah.
no matter who is playing.
And when you get someone, I mean, going back to Bronson for a second, last week he was on Pat McAfee's show the entire time wearing his big KS Letterman right there on camera in front of national television. I'm like, you love to see that.
And you know,
Absolutely.
there's little things that happen subliminally, and then all of a sudden somebody says something, and you're like, wait, I've heard about them a few times. You know, it's like the New York Times article. You saw him on Pat McAfee. So it is massive, and it's huge, and I'm just so excited.
It's adding up. It's
Might
like-
have seen him at the Braves game the other night when Will snuck in his banner. Well, we'll ask you when you get on the air because we gave you some hints, and I'm curious as to what you used.
I think he folded it up as a big yellow handkerchief, but that's just because that's what I told him to do.
A big yellow handkerchief. That's a good idea. Yeah. So the one thing that we do, I know we don't do, is we all do is cheer for the Owls, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of
100%.
cheering coming up. Probably in a couple of weeks. I didn't even include this with Al yet. I mean, with the Will. But the week before the game, we want to do a tailgate show and start talking about all the different things. I know we did it earlier in the year, but so we're so close to football now that we were talking about the menus coming up for all the tailgates for KSU. Probably in a couple of weeks. And let me remind you again, next week is our 100th show, KSU show. Did I tell you that?
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so anybody that you know that has been on the show or wants to be on the show, we want them here next week.
Okay.
For
If
a
you've ever
100th show.
heard of us, or you've been on the show, or anything else, just come.
Yeah.
Send your Aunt Mabel.
If you have an Aunt Mabel or
And
even
if not,
Uncle
we'll
Mabel, if you
we'll
have
take,
one.
We'll take Marge.
Yeah.
We
so,
don't.
so we know we have Callie Terza on and Laura Manis, who was our very first guest, the lacrosse coach, and she's going to be on next week.
That's awesome.
But we'd love to have Milton and Coach Bo. I know football's in full gear, and they probably couldn't be able to make it.
Well,
But
and I'm not going to say anything about the leader of the pack, Miss Cat. Boy, what a great time for her to make her appearance.
yeah, Miss Swag. Will can take care of that for us. He'll call her.
That's part of his lightweight stuff.
Yeah. All right. So, as you don't know, Nick Mascheroni is the voice of the Owls on the basketball court for men and women. And last year we did a show where we did nothing but talk about fight songs and what we should do. And to help us with that, we're bringing in our two favorite KSU
Wing eaters?
super fans. Although Garrett doesn't do a very good job of eating those bones. You're not sucking the marrow out of the bones. That's why you're supposed to do that. But we're going to bring Will and Garrett. Will Renfro and Garrett Brackett. Give them a big hooty hoo. We got you a chair right there. Has Will got headphones too?
Yes.
All right.
There's your chair. There's some headphones.
There you go.
Oh, wait, no, go that way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They hand it to him and then sit down and then.
So slide that mic over to you there, Mr. Brackett.
Make it a little bit easier.
Or just hold it.
Sure, why not?
There you go.
Now it's got chicken grease on it.
Just don't spit it on it. Just
It's
on
fine.
the-
It's
Yeah,
Larry's.
you're-
That's some
you're-
Jack
you're
Steak
cl-
slime right
I
there.
was going to say, you're thinking that there wasn't already chicken grease on it.
Well, I eat with my left hand, so this one's clean. We'll be all right.
Chivalry.
So during this past year, we've been trying to upgrade, obviously, KSU and boost KSU. And we were talking a couple of weeks ago, Nick, about how every major rivalry has something they're fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Oaken Bucket, the Border Wars, the Iron Skillets, and all that stuff. Will, look like you're going to say
The
something.
Golden Axe.
Red River rivalry.
The Red River rivalry, Texas and Oklahoma. And we've come up with what we thought was a pretty good one for Kennesaw State. And who would you think would be their main rival?
Jacksonville State.
There you
Exactly. So,
Should we bring her over? See what she thinks?
yeah, bring her over. We don't care about the Jacksonville State people. So one of the things we talked about, and we were all kind of brainstorming, and I came up with, did some researching, and there's a barnyard owl, right? You've heard of barnyard owl?
Yes.
So, and where chickens raised or cockroaches or whatever they are. What do they call? Gamecocks, yeah.
Gamecocks.
So they're barns too,
One and
right?
the same, I guess.
Yeah. So
Cockroaches, gamecocks, I get those confused.
Michael Vick's backyard. What?
oops.
Or that was dogs. Sorry, that was dogs. That wasn't chickens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my full-time job, singing national anthem at the chicken fights. Yeah.
Now you guys got me off on a different tangent.
But so we came up with Barnyard Battle, and my friend over there, Adam Crook, said, "Well, how about Barnyard Brawl?" So we want to get your opinion on what you think that should be. Do you think that's a good name?
I think it's a really good name.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're tying in the mascots there. The only thing that, because it's so funny that you mentioned this, I've had this conversation with a few of my friends before, and we were having the conversation. Do you make it about the schools? Do you make it about the geography? Do you make, there's so many different ways to go, because the one that I kept hearing over and over again was the Battle of the Silver Comet, because the Silver Comet Trail runs from here in Cobb all the way into Alabama, and I was like, well, that seems to make a lot of sense, but I do like the Barnyard Brawl. That's a fun name.
The Silver Comet makes sense to people who know the local layout, but to the casual fan in Southern Illinois, he's like, what the heck does that mean? So I think it kind of loses somebody on that.
That's fair.
So, but we can't make it like a chicken coop. We'd have to make it like a barn, right? The trophy would have to be like a barn with a base that's got the year in it that they win or whatever. KSU.
And maybe it has something to do with Old McDonald.
He had a farm.
Well, and
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
but maybe it's old McDonald's backyard brawl.
Yeah.
Or barnyard
Maybe
brawl.
we could get McDonald's to sponsor the backyard brawl. Could be
Old
Old McDonald's backyard brawl.
It could happen.
FIGHT.
Isn't this the next episode?
No, that's this episode.
It's this episode? Oh, okay.
That's what we're here for. So that would be pretty cool. There's my first one for Rick. So Nick is all on board with Barnyard Brawl.
I do, yeah. No, that's definitely a fun name.
So how do we promote this, Nick? Who do we get it to?
Sponsors. You got to find sponsors on both sides. Find a common denominator. Work it.
You get a presenting sponsor, and then everything else takes care of itself after
Absolutely.
that point.
Yeah, but all these other ones, the Border Wars and stuff, they don't have sponsors.
But they've been around for years.
But they probably did to get the ball rolling. And I'm sure there's somebody, even if it's a smaller sponsor, that backs both of these schools because there's something, there's a connection
In common
there.
between here
Correct.
and Jacksonville, Alabama. That's where it is, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Just north of Anniston.
Yes.
D Ford's.
What's that?
That's a wonderful place to party about 30 years ago
Over at Jacksonville?
in Anniston.
You go west till you smell it, and north till you step in it. That's Jacksonville.
Bam.
I like that.
We'll be the guy with the big.
Now we know what the trophy's going to be. Something you step in that's created on the barnyard.
By a different animal.
By a different animal.
Make it gold.
I was going to say
Yeah.
the golden cow pie.
Yeah, golden cow. Oh,
Battle for the golden cow pie.
the barnyard battle for the golden cow pie.
Garrett's not happy.
That would be a foul trophy.
Yes.
I have to go back to eating my chicken after this. That's all I'm thinking.
Shut the pluck up, would you?
I'm thinking, we were talking about there being like a barn on the trophy. Now I'm just thinking barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
Just a few pieces of barbed wire going across. What is it? It's who we are. It's who they are.
That'll be safe to pass around
Yeah.
in this celebration.
It'll be a golden version that probably.
So maybe if we can get
Rounded corners.
get Milton here next week, we can run this by him. I don't know about all the golden cow pie and all that stuff, but at least the barnyard brawl.
Yeah.
He may be able to reach out to the AD at Jack State and see what we can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When was the last time that KFC sponsored anything? So
They have the
It's about
KFC
time.
Yum Center in Louisville.
Yeah, that's right. The Yum Center. Actually, it's Yum Foods. The KFC, they own a bunch of food. Yum Foods owns a bunch of them.
Spot on with the guess what they have? Probably one of those in Jacksonville. They also have one here in Kennesaw. So you could
A very notable one, too.
yeah, we got a pretty notable one down the road, but
because the Otters is only Georgia, correct?
Yeah, Will
Come on,
Peterson. Yeah. Will Peterson's grandfather is Bill Peterson. You know who Bill Peterson is? Bill Peterson is the reason they have a H goalpost at Florida State. It's called the Peterson Post, and that was his grandfather. And he started Otter's Chicken. But we could talk to him. I don't think he's got one in Jacksonville State.
Just go over everyone's head, go straight to CBS Sports Network, and just pitch the idea to them, and then see where it goes. Because, I mean, we got the Friday night spotlight. Hey, make it easier for you guys to advertise the game.
Yeah, that's who we play on a Friday night is
Yes,
Jacksonville State?
JSU.
Yeah, it's October 4th.
Yep.
Wow. We got to make that happen. Adam, you're in charge.
Will Renfro, you came
I
in
know
so
some people
quickly
in
with
the
that
athletic
date.
department.
If you only knew all of the dates that you were supposed to know so quickly.
That's because I'm going vacation October 5th.
Day after the game, right?
Oh, and what are we having at the tailgate?
Chicken.
Cooked chicken.
Chicken.
There you go. All right. So let's get another commercial out of the way before we continue this gay and frivolous
Jocularity.
jocularity. That's the word I was looking for.
Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Axis has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, the most memorable workouting ever, or just wanting to take something off your bucket list, American Axis and their 3 Atlanta locations in Marietta, Tucker, and now in downtown at the Works are waiting for you. Each and every location is conveniently and not coincidentally located next to a brewery. Look us up at American Axis or give us a call at 678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And thank you, Dan Fisher, for being the sponsor of the Owls Who Live Sports, show number 99.
99.
99. Hard
This
to
is
believe,
Gretzky
isn't it?
time here.
Yeah, don't forget next week, show number 100 right here at Miller.
Was he always
7 o'clock.
99? Or was that when he went to Los Angeles?
No.
No, he was
yeah,
Edmonton. He was 99 too. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm from Georgia. I don't know anything about hockey.
But it's always cool when you're so good at it. You're like, yeah, hey, you're a rookie. What do you want? 199. Nobody has that. Don't worry, it's going to become famous in a few years. Forget about it.
Before we get into our songs and stuff, let's ask Nick. Nick, do you play EA Sports?
I do.
All right. Have you played as us yet?
I have.
And how have you done?
I have done very well. First season was definitely the first
Learning
true
curve.
gameplay I hopped into, so I was like, you know what? We're just going to see how it goes. We made a bowl game. Year one, so I was happy. Still haven't gotten to the other end of the natty yet. I've been struggling every time we get matched up against Georgia, and it does not end well.
Let me just say that
they're running over your players.
Yes.
We have a know-it-all on the show, so if you're ever looking for some advice, you could possibly contact Mr. Crooks, who is up to 2 natties.
He's won 2
currently.
natties.
Very nice.
Bama in one, and who in the other?
I don't remember.
He's done it so many times, the boy can't keep track.
I love it.
Yeah,
And
but
you
for the record, I turned on my Xbox. I took it out of the box. I had to. So he doesn't know. I had to buy an Xbox because I wanted this game.
Oh,
And
I haven't gotten to the point of putting the disc in yet.
But he runs one of the main tailgates, and so he wanted this game in the parking lot, pre-gaming for the average walker buyer, and he has no idea. He's like, okay, I'm buying one of those and one of these.
We will host a tournament at the tailgate.
Love it.
Oh,
love it,
that's
love
good.
it.
Yeah.
And
Garrett, how
the
about-
winner will play me, right?
You got to show up.
I can't be at the tailgate.
Well,
Then how can they play you if you're not going to be
They
at the
come
tailgate?
to the show.
no, it's a tailgate
They come to the
championship.
show. They come on the show and they play me.
Now, if we want to host it on the show, we can do that too.
Yeah, we could put a big screen right behind you guys. We could play from back here. It'll be great.
Now, do you and your boys play, Garrett? Beth, did she play?
Maybe soon at the tailgate.
Maybe.
I've got it set up in my shed at the house. It's not on the main TV. I don't have a man cave. I have a shed.
It's a he shed.
It's a he shed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have it set up in my office because I know I'm going to play it enough to where it's like if she hears the sound, it's like almost PTSD a little bit at this point. Like the Xbox going on the ba-da-da, and she's like, okay, I need to go away for an hour.
So your office at home?
Yes.
I was going to say, you're not in the office
No.
at work going,
No,
hey,
that would be great.
let me shut this door. I got a little
Hey, is Chris
meeting
Fowler
I
here?
got to
I could have sworn I just heard Chris Fowler. What the heck's going on?
Not Chris Fowler anymore. It's the other guy.
No, it's Chris
Oh,
Fowler.
Chris Fowler's calling the games, right?
He is-
Who am I
he is
thinking of?
one of
Reese
the
Davis.
commentators.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Reese Davis on the
They're
game
both
day.
in the game.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
They're in the game. So have you talked to any football players about, are they happy with their scores that they have? Or?
Of course not.
Yeah, I was going to say definitely not, but I haven't talked to any of them.
Yeah.
I was like, I can tell you right now, no.
That's something I'd like to do. I'd like to have a couple of football players on.
Absolutely.
I think the worst thing out of all of it was the disrespect to Davis Bryson's speed. That attribute in the game like was not given over to him well, and they made him slow. I'm like, that's what he's good. He's fast. That's his job.
Tykeem Wallace speed.
Yeah.
Well, I know in the spring game I saw Davis chase down a guy that intercepted or
Yeah.
picked up a fumble from about 15 yards behind him. Yeah.
DK Metcalf style.
So here's a question for someone who hasn't played the game. I heard that initially there was a glitch where Kennesaw State was just blowing things away, and they fixed that in an update.
Oh, I would have loved that. I didn't have that glitch.
Well, it must have been early on. So I guess the question for this is, can they update those stats?
Yes.
With
they will.
future
Yeah,
updates?
They should be updating them throughout the year. I don't know how many times, but like the same way that they do with the Madden franchise, they will go through periodically throughout the season based on the play and what they see on the field, and those adjusters will submit the rankings, and then they'll be submitted.
You're no longer a 68, you're a 70.
Congratulations.
Something like that.
So as long as Adam keeps playing and keeps winning, will that help elevate the scores of the KSU players?
No.
With as much as he plays, it might.
Boy, you teed it high for me, but I'm not going there. Not going there.
No.
Continue, please.
99 Owls
Continue.
show on the air.
Let's not-
99 Owls shows.
We can't take Chuck down that road.
Take this one down.
Pass it around.
Only one more show to go.
100 next week, baby. I'm so excited about that.
It is a,
Yeah,
it is a
That's a
wonderful thing.
milestone. Did you ever think that when we started this, we'd be doing our 100th show?
When you invited me to do the first show the first time, it was like, I talked to my buddies. They're like, dude, you're perfect for that. I'm like, I'm nervous. They're like, you'll be good. It's like, now he wants me to do it again. Now there's a new show. We're doing, never, ever in a billion years. And, we had the conversation with Carrick Martin when he first asked us about starting the show. And, I, very boisterous as normal, said, well, I don't know a lot about KSU sports.
But we'll learn.
But by the end of the year, I'll know more than everybody. And that was because I underestimated how many freaking people there were who already had everything memorized. We've been following this for 30 years. What do you think you're coming in here and going to know everything? It's been a really amazing walk.
It is, hasn't it?
It has.
And it's been
It
a
has.
fun walk. I mean, it's also our second-year anniversary for being here at Miller's Ale House
That's correct.
next week. So that's a pretty high milestone, too.
Wait, next week?
Yeah.
That means this week is my anniversary.
Yeah, because you did 1 week at Dogwood Golf Club with
You
us.
didn't even congratulate me?
You didn't even know it
Congratulations.
was.
You didn't know it was. Why do we have to congratulate you?
Your lack of math skills make me wonder how you're beating Georgia
Hey,
and Alabama.
I don't take math at KSU.
And my ability in math skills is making me really question everything now, because I'm like, am I just bad? It might be.
But if you did, it would be a good program.
It might be.
It would. So, one of the reasons we wanted to do the show is last year we had a really good show with Nick and who was the other guy that was on the show with us last year?
My friend Chaz, yes.
Yeah, Chaz.
He's a senior this year in the band. Yep.
Yeah. So we came up with what we thought were some pretty great ideas, and we have heard none of them when we're at the game. So we want to know what has happened. Where did we fail you, Nick?
So no one failed.
no pressure
let
on
me
this
preface this.
answer,
No one.
Nick.
No pressure.
It's not that your ideas were bad. He just hated them.
No, I know he presented one of them.
I certainly did, and I've certainly been getting pressure from Carrick to continue presenting multiple others since then. But the
Wait till you hear the one Carrick sent for tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Since he asked for the show and didn't show up, so he must have been really good.
But the last year was year 2 under a new director, and the band has completely shifted into a new era where they're trying to keep things more linear going forward. So it's not as easy to just plop ideas in, and that's where I hit my roadblock. But
Yeah.
my push has not stopped. I will continue to
Endeavoring
do the
to
best I
persevere.
possibly can.
Don't you
Absolutely.
love that about Nick? So, we can't use
Absolutely.
the moving on up to USA anymore because we're already there. But that was the big one from last year
Yeah.
for me. But there were some others. Let me mention one that Carrick got with. Anybody want to guess? It's one that they used last year too.
Yeah, who let the owls out?
Who let the owls out? Yeah.
That one's still that one can get legs, but I feel like That's more of like a chant in the stands. Like,
Well,
just
no,
to get that started.
exactly. And
So
I
it's
was
like-
going to say that particular one, you do not need the band's assistance for. You'd have to get. It's kind of like when a football stadium does half of the side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who let the owls out? And then the other side of the stadium screams.
Like y'all do
Yep.
black,
You know,
go,
and,
black,
you know.
go.
So
That
if
could-
anything,
that
we need to
could
be
be
talking to the
entertaining and fun.
cheerleaders to get this on blocks and then hold up the signs.
There we go.
And then get it to the other side of the stadium.
That would be
That's
perfect for
that's
the
a good
convo.
note.
That would be really good in the convo.
That'd be a really good note.
That'd be easy to organize
Write that
too.
down.
I'll just
Yes.
hop on a microphone and be like, "All right, we're gonna try something new today. You guys are gonna say this.
Have you got that flexibility to do that?
We're gonna find out, I guess."
There you go. Just
get
like
him
I told,
fired.
just like I told you, it's better to ask for forgiveness
Jacob and
than
Leah, I'm
ask for
sorry if
permission.
you're watching.
I kind of like his voice though. Why are we trying to get him fired?
Oh no, I love Nick's voice. So I meant to ask you, how did you get your flag in?
In my pocket.
Oh, you folded it up that
Yeah,
small,
it
got it
was-
in your pocket. Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't know what their metal detectors picked up because I have my wallet and keys and everything were in my pocket. I just walked right through.
Oh wow.
Are you talking about the game last night?
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so who let the owls out was Carrick's number one.
Yeah.
Still got legs.
For 50 straight weeks.
The second one I'm not so sure about. This may be best suited for our tailgates or alumni gatherings. Love Shack, and change it to Owl Shack.
It's a little old place where we can.
And fly together.
Wow.
Listen to Garrett. He's
That's a
whipping out a
val-
tune here.
God,
Why didn't we have him on the show?
Hear those
last year?
pipes?
I thought that was Bob Seger when he rolled that out that velvet tone.
I've been trying to keep this secret for my whole life, and here you guys go blowing
He
it.
said there is a line in there, a little old place to get together that goes toward a spirit of camaraderie, and I want to encourage among Owl fans. And he gave us the YouTube thing. So I'm not sure how I feel about Owl Shack.
I like it now.
Because you sang it?
Yeah, that's right. I got a line in there. I'm ready. Let's go.
I think you rename it Shanty Shack, and you talk about the concession stand inside of Fifth Third, because that's what it's called.
Now, there was an old song by Jimmy Gilmer
It's the place where you get concessions.
called Sugar Shack.
It's only good if you do the dance with it, man. All right.
Nick's over here busting the move.
Between his singing and his dancing, I'm a little nervous.
You're next.
As you should be, sir. But I just want to say that being around a microphone for a little while, it's going to be real easy to get the crowd singing place to get your condiments and refreshment. There's a wallet on the floor. Somebody should probably grab that.
It's Adams. It's empty.
That's mean.
Factual.
The
but
truth
mean.
usually
Also,
is.
it's also not true.
I know you got your driver's license in there. That's okay. So my favorite from last year, as much as I loved moving on up, but I really like the one by Parliament, because we all know a Parliament is what?
A group of owls.
A group of owls.
Almost what the marching band was named.
Oh,
It
really?
was almost the marching parliament.
Oh, cool.
Became the marching owls.
But
Actually, that's a much better name. I just want to throw that out there. If the marching band ever gets its name changed, it should be the Marching Parliament. That sounds pretty cool.
So every Saturday I go to his friend's house and we listen to American Top 40 from Casey Kasem from some year in the 70s. And when they announce the year, we sit there and we try to guess the top 10 songs. So 2 weeks ago, Parliament, Give Up the Funk was on there. And I was reborn with this. Do you know that song, Adam? Give Up the
Yes.
Funk? So we are the Owls. Can't beat the Owls. Oh, that's still the number one. Easy enough. You don't have to get it copyrighted. It's, again, something you can do from the microphone. If you know, do you know the song?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So that's my still push. Yeah. There's a whole lot of rhythm going down.
Oh my goodness.
That's a great
I'll
song.
pitch that one to the basketball band.
Yeah, that's a great song. I love that song. You know it, don't you, Rob?
They get
Give Up the Funk.
Can you sing me a couple more?
There's a real rockin'
I think I might know it, but I'm not quite
down.
certain
There's
yet.
a whole lot of rhythm going down.
We want the funk.
That's the one.
Gotta have that funk.
We are the Owls. You can't beat those Owls.
If you get a drum set playing that in the background with the band going, that would work.
Yeah, very simple. If that one ever came through, I'd quit doing the show. I'd be so happy. my mission is accomplished.
Well, and we learned a lot last year when we were doing this about some larger programs know that they're going to get fined, but they want the song, so they just go ahead and they say, hey, we're going to do this song. So possibly we need to speak to the band director to find out what's his go-to song, that if he was going to go to his boss and go, we need some money, this is our new go-to song.
But
Maybe that's where we should donate our money to.
Yeah, but they play.
That is it.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot more than what we could
I was
donate
gonna
if you had
say
to buy these.
our licensing rights for a lot of the music that it gets up there quick.
Those ASCAP fees, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
I like it anyway.
Thank you.
So the little snippets that they play of songs, do they have to pay rights for those? Because Adam said, was it a couple of weeks ago, you said as long as you don't play 10 seconds, you don't have to pay it?
Yeah, on YouTube, as long as it's not more than 10 seconds. You don't
Yeah.
have to.
Is that the same thing with the band? Or
Marching bands across America, I know, cheat this a little bit with their stand tunes. When it's not broadcast on TV, they can get away with playing a little bit more, and you just pray that no one's
watching?
No one's in the
Nobody
stadium.
from
Who's a lawyer
Capitol
and-
Records.
Exactly. But I don't think we have to worry about that for third. But you never know.
Oh, absolutely.
Never know.
Absolutely you do.
But the
I think the majority of the things we'd come up with would be a lot more effective in the convo than at the stadium. Because even the Owls,
Yeah, you don't want to go to war with the Owls.
you don't
Works
go to
much
the Owls,
better
it
in the
works
combo.
much better at the convo than it does at the stadium.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's so
Volume.
close together in convo. Yeah, because there's obviously more people in the football game than there are at the basketball game, but you're just so confined in the gym, and I just think it works so well. Yeah, have you guys got any new suggestions? Any thoughts? Because Carrick's got another one, but I'm kind of trying to save
We're,
that.
we're dying to hear
Eric is on a roll.
Well, let's
Carrick is butter.
let's go ahead and get our Brain Train commercial out of the way,
Oh, wow.
and then we will do that. Did we drop a dish?
We dropped a dish over there.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Melissa at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high-pressure situations? Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short-term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit BrainTrainCentersInc.com.
Meg and Melissa for being sponsors of the Owls Who Live Sports right here every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo. I wish we had done that while we were on the air, Adam, instead of doing it during the commercial, because that's a great idea. Rick Lippert, one of our guys, wrote in and said Garrett should be the masked singer.
I'm not doing it unless I'm in Scrappy.
I think we can make that happen. Think we can
But
make
they
that
need
happen.
to clean it first.
The uniform?
Oh, no. No dry cleaning for you, sir.
I don't know about that, but I'm sure they're going to have to clean it after.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay.
Only if I get to be in a cheerleader outfit next to you.
Oh, now we're talking show.
Okay.
Wow. So you
you're
have the
not
next
gonna
time.
be-
What's that other song that Carrick wanted to do?
No, you're not going to be a cheerleader. You're going to be dressed
Hand the phone to
as
Will. Make Will
as a
sing it.
redneck doing a dance. Maybe you've done one at a Super Bowl before.
There's only way I'm
I'm
letting
about
him.
to say, I've
sit-
danced before now.
I know you have.
I'm not letting you next to me unless you're in a tutu.
Okay.
What's the next song? Come on. Let's hear what Carrick's got to say.
I can't-
Before we go down a rabbit hole here.
I can't get past the image of Will in a tutu. I'm
He seemed
struggling a little
okay
bit.
with it.
Yeah, he seemed a little too okay with it. Yeah.
One might say that.
Yeah. All right. So this song I have never heard of. As a song by the little-known group Sparks they have a song called "How Do You Get to Carnegie Hall." Does anybody know that song at all?
No, it's because Carrick's old.
Yeah,
It asks
heard
it asks a question in the song. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the answer is practice, man, practice.
Correct. That's about as old of a song as.
I want to change this
The
question.
Bahamas Bowl.
I want. You're not going to believe this is exactly what he said.
I know he's pitched it to me already. I saw him at an alumni meeting 2 weeks ago, and he said this to everybody in attendance. And I hadn't heard the song, so I was really confused. I went and had to listen to it. I was like, oh, okay, I hear it, but it's
How
like
do you get-
it's only the one line.
How do we get to the Bahamas Bowl? Practice, man, practice. Here's a link to the song. It gives a goal.
You know, we keep trying to steal other people's ideas, but I don't know if you've ever seen the cheerleading championships.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A used to put it on every year.
No, for Kennesaw State.
Oh, yeah.
Blake and his production company, they do the music for the set. It's amazing. It's catchy. It's high energy.
Well,
if he could
we
do
need to get
something
the
like
music
that,
and let us write the lyrics.
he could probably even help you with that. I mean, I watch him and I'm so engaged just because of the music.
There's a few people watching right now who hope somebody's going to help Chuck with the writing of the lyrics.
I enjoyed the 100 shows, Robert. How are you?
Hey, 99, baby. We made it. Now,
We made it.
I apologize for backing up. I think having a song where the cheerleaders can hold up a sign to get the crowd moving might be our way into a few avenues to, so I think that was a great idea, whichever one of you geniuses came up with that.
Still dancing over here.
That was the dancing machine over
do
here.
it in the convo, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's only two places to do it. I think we should do it everywhere, so it's all good.
Yeah. Then we should do
We
it
should
in
do
here.
it as softball.
We could practice.
We can make it happen.
We can practice
could
next
make it
week.
happen at softball.
When we have everybody in here next week, we could practice the hoo-hoo thing.
Lay
are
it
you
on us,
talking about?
Burge. I want to hear that. I want to hear that Carrick Martin three-peat. What's he got for us?
That was it.
That was
I
That was
did.
at the Carnegie Hall one.
The Carnegie Hall.
That
one.
was it.
You were just hoping there was one better. Is that what was going on?
Praying.
Praying that there was something better. Sorry about that, Carrick. Now I know why you didn't want to show up tonight.
Oh, Carrick's catching
Carrick's
a bunch
not
of
gonna be
strays
happy with
tonight.
us.
Oh my god.
We love you, Carrick.
We do love you, Carrick. If it weren't for Carrick, there'd be no Owl show. So, it's funny. We've got a little time left. Nick knows where we want to go with this, but I want to ask you three guys a question that we've been asking people on our 5 o'clock show. Obviously, we hate what happened to Daniel Hall this week. We talked a little bit on the 5 o'clock show. Very heartbreaking that he didn't. But if you, Nick, Will, and Garrett, if you each had 4 years to train to be in an Olympic event and you didn't have to do anything else other than train to be in that Olympic event, what would you choose?
I would say the competitive kayaking that they introduced this year.
Oh, yeah?
That I've always really enjoyed, like, water sports, but I also know I'm huge and I'm not really good at them. So I do have upper body strength, and I love canoeing and kayaking. I think I could do well
With
in
4
that.
years of
With 4
training.
years of training.
With
yeah.
yes, specifically with 4 years of training.
Yeah, specifically. Absolutely. That's
4 years or 40?
Well,
I heard 40. I may have to change my answer.
I have two different answers. If this was 1985 or 86 Olympics, it would be wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm much older now. If I had to train now for 4 years, it would be archery.
Archery? Yeah.
But there you go. That's actually a really good answer because conceivably it could happen.
Yes.
If that guy from, what was it, Hungary?
The
could
shooter,
shoot?
The shooter, Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey could shoot.
With
Clint,
his hand in his
Clint Eastwood's
pocket.
nephew.
Clint Eastwood's nephew.
That is bad.
And what was your other answer?
Y'all just stole my
Wrestling. If I
wrestling,
was
yeah.
younger.
yeah.
Yeah. So how about you, Garrett?
You stole my answer. Shooting.
Shooting?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
4 years. 40 years. I do. Is it the decathlon?
I don't know that anybody's ever competed or even run for president in 40 years from your current age, sir. So I don't know that that's a good start.
No, 40 years from the beginning of life.
Oh,
commissioner of
40
the
years from the
Olympics.
beginning
Yeah,
of
I mean,
life.
I would be 88.
40
I mean,
years
doing the
from now,
decathlon
that's
at 88 would be a feat in
That's-
itself.
That's where I was going. I'm
So
sorry.
let me ask you the same question. If you were 18 again, and you could do it for 4 years, what would you do?
Rock climbing. I think
Yeah.
I have long enough limbs where I could make.
Now,
that
how
work.
did Emma do? Emma Hunt is
She
her name,
got
right?
to the final. I don't think they've had the final yet.
Okay, so
I think
Emma
the
Hunt.
final's tomorrow.
We still have Emma Hunt in the hunt for
yeah,
a.
Callie posted something about it.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
On Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Okay, I'll look up Callie. Robert's doing it now, I think. So Emma's still in the hunt. I think that is her last name.
It is.
Yeah. So you would do rock climbing?
I think
And
rock climbing.
She's speed climbing. Isn't that what it is?
Yes, speed climbing.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Okay, so
Well,
what's
I don't
the
know if there
difference?
is rock climbing in the Olympics, but there is speed climbing.
Oh, if it's speed climbing, then I'm definitely out. I don't do speed anything.
Have you seen videos of her going up that wall?
Emma?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
6.4 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's up a wall,
Yeah,
and it's running
crazy.
vertically.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually saw a male competition today where they just showed one, and I believe the times were like 6.03 and 9.2. The guy who did it was pretty fast, but the guy next to him, I mean, it was
They
Spider-Man.
looked like they were bear crawling.
It was
Yeah, and
vertically.
I think
Yes.
the winner was in the 4s.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, my daughter-in-law does that. I don't think she does speed climbing, but she climbs. She loves doing that. No, thank you. I can do it if it was flat, like swimming.
I rescind my answer. I would probably go shot put.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get into track and field.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy that won the shot put when he puts his two hands side by side?
Yes.
One is twice the size of the other.
They interviewed him. I was watching it this morning. It was crazy because he was talking about all the individual muscles in each of his fingers
Yeah.
and the science behind. He was explaining everything about his throw and every. I was like, this is fascinating.
So-
These things you don't think about.
Do you think it's the workout that he did that made one hand so much larger than the other? I mean, I've
We
never
avoided
seen
that. We
anybody-
avoided that road about 10 minutes ago. Are we back there?
But I've never seen a hand that's twice as big as the other one.
She lost in the quarterfinals.
She lost.
Emma did?
Her hand slipped off, and she lost in the quarterfinals.
Thank you for that.
Way to bring the show down, Adam. Good
Yeah,
job.
way
buddy.
to end the show,
I
man.
was trying to divert the show from where it was going.
What, large hands?
Yeah. There's somebody with a KSLU Al shirt on over there. Wonder what if he's an athlete. So, Will, how about you?
Well, I said wrestling.
At 18? So
yeah.
you'd be wrestling?
Yeah, I grew up playing a lot of soccer, but when I got to high school, I started wrestling, and as an individual sport, I really loved the fact that it was just you against one other person. There was no team. It was just you and the other guy on the mat.
Yeah, I like the individual competitions as opposed to the team stuff in the Olympics. Yeah. How about you, Garrett?
It would be one of two things, both of which I was doing at 18, which would be either climbing or archery.
Yep.
I would love to compete in either, probably archery more so than.
So how did you get into archery?
Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts?
Yeah, as an adult leader. I wasn't actually in scouting,
Yeah.
but I got into climbing because I did summer camp as an
Yeah.
EMT, and they needed another instructor for the ropes course. So they're like, hey, you like heights? I'm like, no, not really. They're like, well, get up there anyway. That's how it worked. That's how they fix your attitude at summer camp.
Yeah, my brother ran the YMCA in Cobb County for 20 years in the late 60s to the, I guess, late 80s, something like that. And,
The one that was down there off 41?
it was on Austin Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the director there, and then moved up to Cleveland, Tennessee, and ran that one up there for a little bit. But we did archery. We did camp out here at Camp Latimer on Alpha Canton Road on Hawkins Store Road or
Snake
something.
Lake.
Yeah, is that what that's called?
Well, that's what we used to call it when we go fishing over there at Lake Latimer.
Yeah.
Snake Lake.
Yeah. So we used to canoe and do archery and all that stuff out there and make little pot holders and stuff, a little macrame or something. So that I was a counselor out there for my brother. So yeah, I don't know. Robert, have I asked you that question? What would you do?
Under current physique or back to my 18-year-old not so good physique?
How about both?
I'm a heck of a coach. I was looking at pictures this week of Will coaching. Was it soccer?
Soccer, yeah.
You know, there's something about motivating people to thinking that they're better than they really are, and that you know what you're talking about. I've always been really good at that. So
There's no event called coaching. No?
oh no, there is because we've met some of them on there. That'd be probably the one way I would make it to the Olympics. Outside that, I'm going to go with my standard answer from earlier of synchronized swimmer, male version.
But on the female team.
Well, yeah, there's 6 of them, and I'm like in the middle. You know.
Like, who was it? Mike Myers did that at the opening of Austin Powers.
So you're stuck with the visual of him in a tutu, and I'm stuck with a visual of him in a Speedo. Which one?
Fortunately for you, unlike all the other swimmers, I don't jump out of the pool because I can. you only have to worry about that as I'm getting in and getting back out.
And just remember, a Speedo is a one-piece.
That's true.
Which is better than seeing Robert in a 2-piece.
Absolutely.
No, there's going to be pieces. There's no doubt about that.
We've had a lot of laughter on this show.
A lot of jocularity.
A lot of jocularity. So, as we talked about earlier, next week is our 100th show. What do you think we ought to do special for our 100th show?
I don't know, but I'd like to thank the 5 people who
have been on,
who are not you or me, who are here currently, for helping make it all happen. Because there's been plenty of times where between ATI and Garrett and Will, people thought they were just showing up to eat some food or something. Hey, we need you tonight, and we're going to talk to you about 45 minutes on something you've never even thought about. So
we ran the show.
Garrett and I are 1% of the show because there was that one show where both of you bailed.
And it was the 3
of us bailed? Where were you?
I must have gone to softball. I always go to.
It was softball, and you weren't feeling well.
I was in the hospital.
Close to it.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Not only have you been the 3rd person on multiple occasions, sometimes you were everything. And so thank you, and obviously Larry behind the computer, Sneezy, who's not very grumpy.
For our 100th show, I have an announcement about 100. Are you ready for this?
I love
Always ready for
Since
you.
August 1st of 2023. I have officially lost 100 pounds.
How about that?
I broke the barrier on Sunday.
That's awesome. That's what is that?
That was cool.
That's the Tulane.
I don't know where that came from, but
that's the Tulane fight song.
All I know is that we've never heard it before, and if it's the Tulane fight song, we should probably never hear it again on this show. But it was for you, and it was well worth it. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
Can we play less than 10 seconds? That's all I got to know.
Yeah, I hope
I was
we
just
did.
thinking,
Yeah.
I'm like, that was very quick, but the fact that I recognized that from when they beat me when I was playing as Kennesaw, that was a little sad. I heard that and I was like, oh, I remember hearing that for
I
an entire
hate the
game.
green wave.
Way to bring back PTSD for poor Nick.
Poor Nick. Yeah. All right. So I'm very thankful for everything Robert said. I mean, we talk about giving money on this show most weeks. After we give our $800 from the Fantasy Football League that we're having next week, we will have given over $3,000 to the KSU Sports Department.
Awesome.
And that means a lot. But you know what?
Will Renfo calls that?
What?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, but we have met a lot of good friends, including these 3 guys here, over the past couple of years. And to me, that's my favorite memory of the show is the people that I've met and the things that we've done.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk more about that next week when
even Jan,
when Callie's
if you're
on.
watching.
We're
very thankful to have met you, Jan.
Yeah, Jan. But next week we need to get Dustin. We need to get everybody out here to celebrate the 100th show with us. Milton, like I said, I know Callie's going to be on the show, and like I said, Laura Manis.
What a great appearance for Kat. I'm just going to throw that out there again.
Kat Swag. I'm going to reach out to you this week, and I'm going to tell you.
100th show.
There's a 100th show. It's about stinking time you showed up.
Hey, it's the perfect time to show up.
Absolutely.
You held out for the right time and the right show.
And, I want to thank Rick, too. Rick's always there for us and listening and watching when he's not on the show. And he can't be here next week because he's going to be out of town. But we want to thank Rick. Yeah, you say that too much.
Cool.
He'll still text in, don't worry.
Yeah, he will, I'm sure. Well, we want to thank you guys all for coming out tonight. Nick, special, buddy. Garrett, Will, and Robert. Look at we got more applause. Look at that. As we
That's
wind up.
crazy.
And we want to thank everybody again in Miller's tonight, and we thank Miller's for 2 years of support from Sean and Mark and Greg and all Dana and everybody here. And we look forward not only to the 100th show, but the 200th show somewhere down the road.
Sean might actually have a tell-all book one day.
Sean's going to write a book.
Behind the scenes of the Owls show.
Behind the book, behind the scenes
How
of
the
the
Owls
show.
tried to kill me with their speaker.
That's like the dark side of the ring.
Yeah, that's like. All right.
They'll
so,
run a Netflix special on us.
Exactly. So appreciate everybody coming out, and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the 100th show. Until then, one more big. Hootie-hoo! That was fun.